Before we dive into this month's video, I just want to thank everyone for your outpouring of support on my community tab. For those of you who aren't aware, our beloved cat Benny actually had a medical emergency right after I finished moving and doing a lot of painting. And we've really just been taking things one day at a time. I have also been so grateful to be so busy with so many amazing clients. And I appreciate all of your patience and understanding with these videos coming out a little bit later than usual. For those of you who feel so called to work together, you can find links in the description of this video for personal readings, distance Reiki sessions, as well as donations, because let's be real, those vet bills are pretty high and any support is greatly appreciated there. You can also just support this channel by hitting like, subscribe, and the bell notification. It means more than you could possibly know, and that way you are always up to date with what's in the cards for you. Hey Aries, this is Michael with your June 2023 reading. Because these are coming out a bit later in divine timing, we will say, I'm focusing a lot more on tarot and my intuition and less on the astrology than I do in previous months. I'm just trusting that the messages that come forward are reaching you in the time they are meant to. And I really pulled some, I was connecting with your energy and I pulled some animal cards here. And I pulled the peacock, dragonfly, and underneath the dragonfly was the black egg. And it was so funny because before I even pulled cards, I knew I was going to get dragonfly for you. This is very much Gemini energy. We are in Gemini season. There's a lot of kind of racing thoughts or a lot of activity going back and forth. There's a lot of movement this month. So keep that in mind. Things might feel a bit scattered. I know Aries tends to be a very direct energy, maybe even like single track or single focus. So even though you can thrive in this season, the only challenge is that there might be a lot of different things going on. It might feel like you're kind of bouncing from thing to thing. So you may need to give yourself some time to rest. The peacock is a very interesting energy, especially with the black egg here as well. And even looking at these different color schemes, we have a lot of blue, which is the throat chakra. And we also have the black egg, which is the throat chakra. So really working with throat chakra, really working with your truth. Now, a lot of people think of the throat chakra as communication. This is certainly part of it, but it's also on a deeper level about our truth. And we're not going to really be received by other people until we really listen to ourselves and listen to our truth. So even though there is this thing with communication and things are very fast moving or there's a lot going on, take the time to listen to yourself. Take the time to check in with yourself, Aries. What is my truth? Because this is a very powerful portal of manifestation. The throat chakra, a very active throat chakra, can literally help you speak things into existence. And also the stories we tell ourselves can really create our reality in a very real way sometimes. And it feels like there is this thing where you're regaining control of your mind by slowing down and paying attention to breath. Because the thing with dragonfly, even though it's air element, it's very connected to water. And it kind of represents the relationship between the mind and our emotions and how our thoughts can affect our emotional states and how our emotional states can affect our thoughts and kind of the clarity or state of our mind. It's important to be aware of that. If you're feeling very unsettled in moments, you're not going to be seeing things very clearly. There's going to be ripples on the surface here. And the dragonfly also has these compound eyes. It sees things from many different perspectives. And so you could be seeing things in different perspectives. Perspective is a really important thing for you to foster. And with the peacock, there really is the sense of like knowing who you are and being true to that, being true to your own unique expression, your beauty. But at the same time, it's like It's not even speaking with words, it's speaking with your presence. Your presence speaks volumes, Aries, especially in the month of June. So let's pull some tarot cards. I spent a little more time on that than I wanted to or meant to, but again, trusting that these messages are coming as they are intended to for you. What are the messages for Aries? What is going on for Aries in the month of June? Okay. Wow. Okay. So things came out really quickly. Not surprised to see that Eight of Wands, because it feels like things, again, are happening very fast. The first card I pulled, though, was the World, and this is coming from the past influence, which is interesting because it feels like some of you have gone through some sort of evolution. Maybe you've been traveling. Something about you has expanded. And there's something that has opened. Let me actually clarify. Why is the World here? Wow, the World with the Ten of Pentacles. Some of you may have had a promotion or a new job or role. I could also see this involving home. Whatever this thing, this next step that happened, it's really about the long term, the bigger picture of your life. It feels like you built a foundation, and maybe you even completed a chapter and you started a new chapter of your life, Aries. And this feels recent, or it feels like this happened this year. And what's interesting as like kind of the advice, what you've gained from the past, the Seven of Swords is very, very intriguing to me, especially with this dragonfly energy, because I want to tell you things might not be as they appear this month. Especially if things are happening really quickly. There could be things happening behind the scenes. There could be motivations that people aren't revealing. There could be this energy around you that is a bit deceptive. And that's something that's important to know. Maybe you already have clocked this. I'm honestly not super worried about it, but I do feel like discernment is the advice for you this month. Be very discerning with your energy. And kind of very central to this reading, we have Temperance. This is about balance. It's about patience and process. It's alchemy. It's bringing opposites together, or finding opposites in one another. Fire and water, light and darkness. There's a lot of harmony. And to temper steel is to literally bring out the best or most pure quality of metal or steel, and burning away impurities. And this does take time. So even though things are happening very quickly, Aries, there's a lot of activity around you, you feel very solid to me. And as kind of the change or even challenge of this month, the Eight of Wands, again, things are happening so quickly. They're happening very fast. Even though you are maintaining it, it does feel like the end of the month with the Queen or Mother of Cups is going to be a good time for you to slow down, to connect with your intuition. I do want to clarify the Seven of Swords. Why is the Seven of Swords here? What does this represent for Aries? Show us clearly, please. Oh boy. Okay. Seven of Swords with the Two of Cups. Now, oftentimes this does signify relationships or commitments. As you can probably tell by the roses, this is usually a romantic commitment or relationship, but it doesn't have to be. I would just be very selective and very careful with who you are taking on in your life or who you are working with. Don't jump into commitments, don't jump into relationships with people right now, even if the energy is really exciting. It's almost like all the more reason to have some sort of temperance here. It's interesting to think about this too, because we do have Venus now in the sign of Leo, and it's actually going to be there for the next couple of months. And Venus is going to be going retrograde, I believe, in July or August. You'll have to look that up. Maybe someone can comment down below. That'd be very appreciated when Venus retrograde is. But Venus is going retrograde in Leo. And this could be really bringing up some challenges or some tests, especially in kind of romantic relationships, particularly people who are dating, or not necessarily in very defined or long-term relationships. I just want to tell you to be careful of people who are around you. Be selective. And that might be a message for a couple of months. And I know people are going to hear that and they're like, oh God, really? I don't want you to worry about it. Trust your intuition, especially with the Queen of Cups. If something feels off or something feels like there's more going on, I would really listen to that. But overall, it feels like there's really beautiful energy for you this month, Aries. It feels like something is building. Interesting. Mother of Cups with the Father of Cups, or King and Queen of Cups. We have a pair here. For some reason, I am getting like very strong scorpionic energy. We have Cancer energy with the Queen of Cups, Scorpio energy with the King of Cups. But they're not facing each other. They're turned away from one another. Interesting. I think someone is being deceptive with how they feel or isn't being very direct with how they feel. It's hard to get someone's motivations, especially with the King of Cups here, because this is kind of the expression, still waters run deep. There could be a whole lot going on with someone, and they're not really very expressive about it. And even though the Queen of Cups is very intuitive, they're not seeing each other. They're not connecting right now. And it's like they're tending to their own cups. They have to take care of something. That's what I'm getting. Any other advice for love or relationships, connections? Wow, Two of Swords. It could feel like no contact or low contact with someone, or again, just not seeing eye to eye. It feels like there's kind of a standstill or stalemate between two people. And it's very emotional in nature. And honestly, this feels like it could go on for a while. Because I got Scorpio energy, and it actually kind of makes me think like October could be a time when two people who are kind of out of sync with each other right now will rejoin. And if this isn't a disagreement, if this isn't a conflict, your energy could just be in a very different place from someone else's energy. Like there's two very different flows. Like two people have very different flows right now. If there is someone who you are no longer speaking to, I could potentially see maybe an ex checking up on you on social media. Or asking about you. There is the Ace of Cups. This is really interesting because it feels like there's two people who aren't seeing each other. They aren't communicating very well or at all. But the Ace of Cups is here. There is love here. There is a connection here. There is something here. But again, I got the expression, you need to fill up your own cup first. And that's what these two people are doing. And maybe this is even like a mutual agreement. You'll have to let me know in the comments how this is applying to your life. Because I'm almost wondering if there's like two different relationships or situations here where this feels very mature to me. This King and Queen of Cups, maybe not working together, not speaking together, going in two different directions. It almost feels like intentional, like we need to focus on different things. And then this Seven of Cups with Seven of Swords with the Two of Cups. Feels like someone is not being honest or direct about their feelings. And you'll really have to use your own intuition and discernment here. These are general readings. Maybe this is the same person or situation, or maybe they're two different situations, or maybe only one of these situations is resonating with you. But this King and Queen of Cups is very strong. And maybe the Seven of Swords and Two of Cups just, again, represent some sort of commitment of some kind. Maybe it's not even romantic. Maybe it's a contract. Yeah, Ace of Pentacles. This feels more like a practical or platonic, some sort of like working relationship. This feels like someone might be like, I don't even know how to make this apply in a general way, but it's like if you're working with a client, if you work with clients and you're like an agent of some kind, or it's like someone is working behind your back. Or working with other people, talking with other people. It's supposed to be like a commitment between you and like a partner, like a business partner or a client. And it feels like someone is working with somebody else kind of on the DL, which is interesting. Maybe it's you. You know, a lot of people in the pandemic or like, you know, in like working online are working multiple jobs. Maybe that's something you're doing. Maybe that's why things feel really busy. But that's just energy to kind of be aware of. Is there anything else for Aries? I don't think so. I'm just going to finish off with a Moon Oracle card here. Okay. A new moon and new moon in Virgo. A new start is coming and a time to give rather than take. So this is about really nurturing new beginnings, watering seeds, you know, being of service in some way. That's also kind of important too. I feel like there is a new start coming for you by the end of the summer. Things are building, things are growing. It feels like there is a lot of work and maintenance over the summer months, and then at the very end in Virgo season, there is a new beginning. I actually know that the new moon in Virgo is on September 14th. It's on my birthday this year, so that's kind of cool. But it feels like that time period could be when there is something that you are receiving, but until then you are kind of giving your energy, you are exerting energy, and then you will receive around this time. There will be a harvest for you. And it seems like you're ready for something new. You're ready for the next chapter. You're ready for the next thing. And you're working your way towards it, but I don't think there is this next real chapter for you, Aries, until the end of summer and beginning of autumn. Now, these are general readings. Again, people work on different times. I would really check your rising sign, actually, if you know what that is, because that's going to be really helpful for specific timings of events. But I feel like there is something that is finally going to be ripe. There is something that is going to be ready around this new moon in Virgo. And for you in particular, that could be about work. That could be about health and wellness, your routines, whatever it is that you are working towards and kind of putting in a little effort each and every day, there will be something that is ready or something that is coming to fruition during that time. And so just being very methodical, being very practical is important too. And those are all the messages I have for you this month. I do hope that this was helpful for you, Aries. Be sure to hit like and subscribe. You can find links in the description of this video for personal readings and distance Reiki sessions. Please always book those on my website. I'm never going to DM you or comment on your comments trying to solicit my services. There's been a lot of imposters and scams, so please report any of those activities because it's not me. Even if it looks like it's me, it's most likely not me. And yeah, I'm wishing you a very happy and blessed June. Take care, Aries. I'm sending a lot of love your way.